We are live and it is game time, people. It is game time. Big shout out to everybody pulling up this morning for the qualifying session. We are back. We are officially, this is like officially back from the summer break. It is time to go racing. It is time to see who is going to claim that top pole position. Show for the ages here at his home GP. I don't know. I never count him out for a fast lap. I'm not going to count him out now, but I will say this. McLaren is still looking strong. Saw a bit of some maybe hope for Ferrari, but we all kind of know how this goes, right? We all kind of know how this goes. We typically see a strong or promising showing from Ferrari via Lewis Hamilton. And then come Q3, Q2, things start looking a bit kind of funny. So take that as it may. Still looked a bit, crazy. So we'll see how this goes. Big shout out to Racer X210. Big shout out to Mary Beanie, Sylvia Witt Kelly pulling up in the live chat. Big shout out to Galactus, Dreads in the live chat. You guys already know, guys and gals already know how this goes. We are going to have our own qualifying session here in the live chat. Right now, Sylvia Witt Kelly is leading in number one provisional pole position. Mary Beanie's in second, and Dreads is in third, tied up there with 99 on Rest Cup. So we will be paying attention to this throughout the qualifying sessions, Q1, Q2, Q3, and we'll see who finalizes that pole position in our live chat. But right now, we're getting it in, and we're waiting to see what's going to happen. Right now, we got Yuki out on track, doing his thing, and I think in a car that is gradually getting to where it probably should be in comparison to the other car on the other side of the garage. We had Nico doing a little bit. We got Gasly and Alpine sitting up there. Not to say that they're going to stay there, because they're likely not. And we also, I think the team that I'm paying the most attention to today is probably going to be Aston Martin. I really want to know, is this performance by Aston Martin something that is going to be realized through a good portion of the back half of this season, or is this something that just is circuit specific through the last few circuits? So we will see about that. Interview pre-qualifying show, kind of then doing kind of saying, I don't really even know where this performance comes from. It might just be circuit specific. We know we had a lot of cars off track in free practice, a lot of incidents in free practice sessions. So we're trying to see, hopefully that doesn't happen here, because you already know if a red flag occurs, we just get prolonged in our qualifying sessions. Yuki right now at the top of the boards with that 110 is not going to last long. Oliver Behrman coming along, knocking Yuki off of that real quick, real soon. Not long at all on that. We will be paying attention also to see what Kick Sauber is going to be doing. Hulk getting his first podium ever in his career. It's kind of odd the way things are looking. Take it as it may. Charles Leclerc pops to the top of the chart right there in second. And then, of course, we want to see where the rest of these drivers are going to be. Papaya, Scarlet Red, Red Bull. Those are the prime teams. Mercedes, George Russell, Antonelli having a bit of some issues in free practice 3 with his downshift paddle. Lewis Hamilton to the top of the charts with a 110, and we already got a yellow flag, people. Already got a yellow flag. Sector 16. Going to see what's going on right there. Hopefully this doesn't turn into a red flag. Hopefully this is something clearly that could be just cleared up. But Lewis Hamilton at the top of those charts, and that's nice to see. It's not like it's uncommon to see here and there, but is that something that can remain and stay there? That's what we want. Can it remain and stay there? Oh my gosh, Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll does it again. Lance Stroll strikes, tears up the Aston Martin qualifying, people. Good old Lance Stroll. I tell you, that's 2 times for this weekend. That is 2 times for this weekend he has destroyed that car. Hey, but Lawrence, not such a good businessman when it comes to putting drivers in this car. It is high time that Lance Stroll is replaced. He needs to be demoted, and Felipe Drugovich needs to be promoted. Lance Stroll is just not it. He's not it. But there it is right there. Lance Stroll doing what he does best, not being a good Formula One driver. That is what he does best. What he does best is not being the best. Take it as it may. As oxymoron as it sounds, what he does best is not being the best. That's what he does best, not being the best. Congratulations. Second time this weekend. I'm going to allow a driver to have a few incidents, of course. He's very lucky that kitty litter corner was on an incline and that car could just use gravity to come down back onto the track. Because if it had not been for that, he might be out. We might have a red flag and that car might be getting towed back to the pit lane. But because that is on an incline, the car's gravity was able to go ahead and let him get through out of there. Hopefully he didn't bring a bunch of mess onto the track, which we already have a situation with the dunes and the sands and the winds kind of bringing sediment onto the track throughout the sessions after they're off. And then that track evolution having to kind of catch back up again. But yeah, he's a break dancer. He's a car break dancer. He breaks the car damn near every time he's in it. This is what he does. Right now, we got Max Verstappen at the top of the charts, laying down a lap right there with a 19.754. Lewis Hamilton still in second. Leclerc in fourth, having a bit of what he would call some little struggles here, but not bad. I mean, I feel like Leclerc bring it up to speed. We know that he's a bit more comfortable with that car. And so if there is one of those drivers who can feel a bit more comfortable of pushing that car beyond even the edge and trying to hope that it would stick, it's Charles Leclerc because he's been in it the longest. And I think that's pretty much how he got that one pole position that he did get for the race, which didn't last long. But he just has the confidence in something that's a bit unstable, knowing that even though it feels unstable, I feel like I can manage through it. I feel like I can push through it. I'm willing to take this chance. And we've seen him take many of those chances and it didn't pan out. So Lewis Hamilton seeming that he's kind of might be leaning toward the same philosophy because maybe Lewis Hamilton understands this car is not going to change for the better. I'm going to have to find my way in an uncontrolled situation to be comfortable and hope that I can make it through it. He had a couple of spin outs in free practice, and I think that's what that was. I think that was Lewis trying to get on with a car that likely is going to have this type of characteristic. They're not going to be able to fix it. And if they do, great, but I don't feel that they are. So I need to be able to find a new comfort zone in being highly uncomfortable in this car that's likely unstable. So I think that's what he was trying to do. Big shout out to Sylvia Witt Kelly in the super chat, putting her name in the hat for more giveaways. Congratulations, my driver. Big promotion at work. Yes, indeed. Racer X promoted to team leader. Big shout out to Racer X getting a pro. Listen, anytime that we have promotion in life, whether that's Sylvia Witt Kelly with a grandchild, we had Samaj with his first newborn son. Anytime we get that, now we got Racer X 210. We have Baraka graduating and going on. We love to celebrate those things. Big shout out to Paul in the live chat. Paul celebrating a friend recovering from a major incident. Let's go. F1 back, smash the like. Peace and love to the fam. Peace and love to you too, brother. I'm telling you, we have these things in life, and it's awesome to celebrate. Mary Beanie in the super chat says, I feel some Lewis magic in the air. And congratulations to Racer X210 on his promotion. Papa Stroll, your boy is no good for F1. Felipe Drogovic in. Mary Beanie doesn't hold any punches. She doesn't hold any punches at all. Big shout out to Mary Beanie. So this is where we are right now. The Papaya team has now occupied the 2 top spots on the chart. Max Verstappen is pushed down to 3. Alonso 4. The Mercedes brothers right there at 5 and 6. Hadjar and Lim Lawson in the Racing Bulls 7 and 8. One of the Ferraris is completely out of the top 10. Hamilton's barely in the top 10. And Oliver Behrman is in the top 10. And that right there is a mixture of goodness to me. I would like to see something like this continue throughout. Now, I do also want to pay attention to Williams. I want to know where Williams is. Okay, I want to know where Williams is going to be. I felt like they might start sinking because they're not going to keep developing. We saw the chart. They didn't bring any developments here. I don't think they're going to bring much more for the rest of the season. So with that being said, with some of the other teams still developing within that realm, are they going to be able to maintain that position, or is it possible that Williams slipped down? So where they finish in this race is going to start giving me an indication of what's going to start happening there. And I am very interested to see that. Definitely interested to see that, as well as I'm interested to see about Aston Martin and the Newey package coming soon. Mercedes is in the pits. Lando Norris, Papaya cars are in the pits, still out here with this. Gasly pops over to 6. Hajar still in 8. Hulk's in 9. And Lawson's in 10. Let's see what else is going to pop here. Right now, as it sits, we have about 7 more minutes in Q1. Track temp is 34.1 Celsius. Air is 20.6 and humidity is 62%. Remember, we are on the coast here, so that humidity being up at 60 doesn't necessarily mean rain, as we are near the water and evaporation comes up and it does cause that humidity in the air. So big shout out to that. So hopefully we don't see any rain for this GP, but it still is possible that we do. But kind of like Miami weather, I wonder if it just rains more a few minutes here and it clears out, the sun comes out. Could be something like that. If it does rain, then these drivers are going to have a completely new challenge to get a hold of. So we will see how that goes. We're looking to see what Leclerc is going to do around here. And remember, we don't want to see any DQs. Ferrari, no disqualifications. Now, around this time they are a bit early. They're a bit early. Usually around the 5-minute mark or so is where we start seeing a plethora of the cars go back into the pits, but they're a bit early here. We're around 6-minute mark this time instead of around the 5-minute mark, and they're going back into the pits. We're going to see what happens. Now, let's check where our qualifying session is right now for our live stream competition to see who is in the lead for provisional pole position in the Wolfpack qualifying session. And right now, we have Paul sitting in provisional pole with 550 points. We have Sylvia Witt-Kelly with 425 points. And we got Michael Dixon with 75 points, tied with Darth and Miss Dino and AF1 Dunn, Mary Beanie, Racer X210, 99. We got a plethora of tie for right there, all the way down to 10. Outside of the top 10 right now is Dreads and Galactus sitting right there. Now, they still look very well can make it into pole position by the end of this live stream. But right now, they are sitting outside of the top 10. And right now, in our top number 1, 3, top 1, top 2, top 3 spots, you see that right there. So we'll see how that's going to pan out at the end of Q1 and then going into Q2 if that changes any, which I do imagine it will change. You got to watch out for Incredible Facts Quest because he will come in here with a blunder of speed trying to overtake that. And right here we go, big chart. People are in, cars are in, time to make some changes. Time to then come back out, push a bit harder going in, closing out Q1, going into Q2. Then you already know Q2 is where we're going to start seeing more of the fight and the fire kick up. And then you know Q3 is, listen, all chips are on the table, push to the center. What are we doing? What do we have? Where will we be starting? Now, like I said, we don't want any incidents on track. We just don't want it, right? It's just going to prolong everything we got going on. And it's not what we know. So Alonso is out here by himself. Technically, Alonso's been out here by himself for the last 2 seasons. Lance Stroll hasn't really done much at all to contribute to Aston Martin. And the longer this goes on, I'm not even puzzled by it anymore. I'm not confused by it anymore. I just know that it is a very derelict, irresponsible decision by the hand of Lawrence Stroll. And this is just what it's going to be. It's what it's going to be. I'm not even confused about it anymore. We know what it is. Lawrence Stroll is incapable of making a good decision overall for the team because his son is involved in Formula One. So that's what it is. All right, we got some cars going back out. Papaya is back out on track. Let's see how this is going to wind up. It looks like Lando Norris is going to be the stronger driver of the two here at this track. And we've seen this before. You can't count Piastri out, but it does seem like Lando's a stronger driver. And I'm wondering if at some point in time, Lando is going to overtake the position as far as when it comes to the driver's championship. Oscar, we know that they implemented an update purely Lando based to help him out. Where that's going to leave Piastri with his updates coming, and of course, still experience. We still got to remember, Piastri's not been in Formula One longer than Lando, so there is a bit of an edge there about familiarity with the tracks. Big shout out to Julius Taylor dropping one of the best gifts that you can ever drop in the live chat, and that is a Wolfpack membership. Listen, Gary, Taylor just blessed you, man. Julius just blessed you. Make sure you get into the Discord because we will have Wolves Den this weekend to hash out all the race event weekend stuff. And I want to hear your opinions. Big shout out to Paul. Ferrari's out of the top 10. What the, bro? I feel you. They out of there right now. They better get back in there. It's ugly. And we already know that there's been conversation. We had a conversation just the other day. Is it time for Ferrari to go ahead and drop out of the 2025 competition and focus on 2026? And I'm going to ask you all again. There you go. Should Ferrari, I got to ask you, should Ferrari drop 2025 and focus on 2026? Poll in the chat, dance on it, vote on it, do whatever you want to do on it. I'm in favor of something like that probably needs to start happening. I'm in favor of a little bit more attention might need to start happening. You definitely fumbled up this season. Ferrari fumbled, and that's what Ferrari does. So can't expect anything different, but hopefully there are some changes on the horizon that are going to be in works because of Lewis Hamilton and Fred Vasseur and the higher ups understanding that the Ferrari way has been a losing way for several seasons, and we probably do need to change. All right, so we'll see about that. Right now, we still got the Papaya cars up at the top 1 and 2. Piastri is now in provisional pole position on the tail end of Q1. Russell has finally got up there in the top 3. Verstappen 4. Antonelli, big shout out to the rookie, having a very challenging season, but still a good season in perspective of being a rookie. So Antonelli is not out for me. I think he'll be okay. I think Antonelli will be just fine. Yuki, on the other hand, of course, we already know there's going to be talk about he's fighting for his career. Hadjar, there was a report out there that Hadjar is giving some resistance about the talk and or the planning of him moving up to the Red Bull varsity team. And I don't blame him. I don't blame Hadjar. If I was Hadjar, I'd stay right where I am, continue to build my resume, continue to have some solid races under my belt with a very non-biased team. But the environment is changing at Red Bull. Mary Beanie in the Super Chat says, Uncle Paul hold the M in the Lewis driving in boss mode, and you all know he loves second half of the season. He is full of energy. Team LH, how you feel, Dave Wolf? I feel all right. You know, I got up early, got myself kind of prepared for what's going on now. Got up about 3:40 this morning. So, you know, I worked on myself. Much love to you, Mary Beanie. You know, it takes a little bit for me to get prepared, but that is my life right now. Gradually getting better. You know, don't often find out, though. You know, we still running around here packing up. So big shout out to Mary Beanie. Let's see what we got right here. All right, the clock is zeroed out. They got about 8-9 seconds if you're watching on F1 TV, 0 seconds if you're watching right here now on the big screen. Piastri is in the provisional pole position. Russell's in 3, Verstappen's in 4. But right here, Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton just barely make it into the top 10. Fortunately for them right now, they are not in the drop-off zone. Those that are in the drop-off zone will not be going into Q2. And right now, that looks like Hulkenberg, all of Haas, who is not an American team. Yuki creeps up out of there the final lap for himself. Stroll is out gifting somebody a spot into Q2, which looks like it may be Bortoleto. Whoever is at 15 just got a gift from Stroll. I do think Stroll would have made it out of Q1 into Q2, but no better than that. Alonso, if he stays where he is for the remainder of Q2, he will be out. Yuki will be out, and Hadjar and Sainz. So that is where it is. Hulkenberg, nobody, no go, no bueno, sir. So that is what you got. Those are out of there. Let's take a look at our provisional pole position and see who we have right now in the top spot. And in the top spot with 825 points is Paul. Sylvia with Kelly still holding on to second and third with a fight with her bestie. Michael Dixon and everybody else falling down the order right here. Galactus is bringing up the caboose at 12. So, yeah, Haas is completely out of there. Let me see what y'all said in the poll. So 82% said yes. Okay. Now, I do have a bigger question for you. It's going to be a question that's going to cause you to dig deep and really, really decide. Really decide. I want you to really consider this. And I want you to be as honest as you can when you answer this question, okay? You really got to try to be honest about this. As honest as you could be. All right, here you go. Here you go. I got to ask you, and I want you to be as honest as possible. Poll in the chat. Do you have hope that Ferrari will get 2026 right? And I spelled right the hell wrong, but forgive me for that. Do you really have hope in that? Do you really have hope in that? I have to tell you, I kind of don't. I want them to, but Ferrari's lost a lot of confidence from me seeing what they said coming into the season and what they've actually produced. I don't have a lot of hope in Ferrari. I want Ferrari to do well. I don't have hope that they will do well. Like if you had to sit me down and you put $1 million in front of me to just be completely honest about where do you think Ferrari is going to be, I'm going to tell you that I don't trust them. I'm going to have to tell you I don't trust them at all. All right, that I don't trust them, and that's where I sit. Now, where do you sit? So it's kind of split. Some of y'all are split. It's 45-55s of, it's a 10-point swing, but that's closer than what I probably thought it would be. Closer to what I thought it would be, honestly. I thought it would be a big gap for no, but it is hope. It is hope. I did ask you for hope. So you can still have hope in something, although it might not be true. So I can kind of understand that. The gap is swinging a bit more. So I'm a little bit surprised in that. A little bit surprised in that. I got another question for you. And this one should be 100% yes. This should be 100% yes. Big shout out to Paul in the super chat. After this season, it's hard to stay positive. I agree. I completely agree. Mary Beanie putting her hat in there for the next giveaway. Paul putting his hat in there for the next giveaway. Yes, I have hope for 26. Lewis has made input for the next car. Okay. All right. That's fair. Wow. There are some people that say Stroll should not be a reserve driver. That's crazy. I thought for sure 100% would be like, yes, he should definitely be a reserve driver. He should not be in the number two seat. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. I let me put a more defined point on this question. Here you go. Let me hear a more defining question right here. There you go. Should Stroll be out of F1? Miss Dino says, still we rise. I love it, Miss Dino. I love it. All right, so right here, the board is reset. We are cleared out. The clock is reset 15 minutes. Okay, everybody that's here, top 15, are going to get an opportunity to prove that they should be a bit higher up or just show where legitimately they are. And it is going to be game time again. And when that clock starts ticking, these cars will head back out on track for another competitive session to see who's going to have the best opportunity to grab in pole position. We likely could have a surprise. It looks like Papaya has been the stronger team, so it's going to be one of them. I honestly would like to see Piastri edge out Norris. Me, personally, would like to see that. 90% said yes. Stroll should be out of F1. Whoever said no, I would like you to please explain why you think Stroll should still be in Formula One, given the driver behind him is Felipe Drugovich. The driver in front of him is clearly Alonso. What reason do you have for thinking Lance Stroll should still be in F1? I just got to ask you this. Somebody voted that he should still be in there by saying no. Right when you think something should be a deadlock, it's not. And this is evidently where it is. Kamisha says Stroll is not interested in F1. He should tell his dad. Kamisha, he should tell his dad that. You're right. Should have that father-son conversation. One night in the study, he walks in and says, Dad, can I talk to you? I got something I really want to have a conversation about. And Lawrence will say, sure, son, sit down. Would you like some hot chocolate or an espresso or maybe a juice box? And Stroll says, no, but I think you're going to be disappointed in me. He's going to say, son, there's nothing you can do to be disappointed. As long as you're driving in Formula One, I'm happy. And then Lance is going to bail and say, I just wanted to know, did you want to go to dinner this weekend? He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. Paul says should be professional spectator only. I don't even think he should be a spectator, man. Have you watched Lance Stroll's press conferences? He should not even be a spectator. It wouldn't be good to be a spectator at all. Mary Beanie in the Super Chat says, absolutely yes, Jay. Bye, Felicia Stroll. I could imagine that all those asterisks are the F word. Absolutely and yes, for sure. I'm with you. All right, we're back on board. We got the Ferrari cars up at the top. We want to know, are they going to eventually be at the top? Are they going to eventually earn to stay at the top on merit? Are we going to see Ferrari ever have a competitive championship season? They're losing a lot of their audience on that. 88% said yes. All right, cool. Okay. So now I'll ask you another question. And this is a harsh one, but I got to ask it because we've seen it before. Is Ferrari out in Q2? Is this qualifying session right here the last time we're going to see Ferrari for the rest of this qualifying session? We got a dummy on the screen. Right now. I really was hoping they were going to replace that guy. I really was, but I will keep it a little bit objective. It does seem like there's been a bit of a correction for Lewis Hamilton and Adami on communication. It does seem like that. It does seem. So I'm not sure if that's a short, and it is definitely a small sample size. I'm not sure if that's going to be short-lived, but I'm going to ask you all. I'm going to let you all vote on it. I'll let you all vote on this. On a dummy, okay? I'm going to let you vote on it. There you go. I had a little fun with the name. Should a dummy be replaced before 2026? Question in the chat. Let me know what you think. Full screen, we're going right here. We got Charles Leclerc and Hamilton at the top of the charts because everybody else is in the pit. This is the only way Ferrari right now is at the top of the charts. We got two Ferrari drivers battling it out. Everybody else is still in the pit, and we are already 4 minutes into this qualifying session. We just see Russell is on his way out, okay? Hey, short-lived as it was, very good to see. A 110 we know for sure is not going to do it. We know a 110 is not going to do it, so Ferrari's definitely not going to stay there with a 110. You can be rest assured that a 1.9 is coming out of here as soon as Papaya, maybe even George Russell makes a good lap, and for sure Max Verstappen makes a lap. We know that 110 is not going to stick, and they're very close together. So it's good to see it, but it is clearly a visual representation. And we just had a fox cross the track in front of Charles Leclerc, literally a fox. A fox just ran across the track. Usually we get groundhogs, but now we got a fox. Clever fox right there, just playing with his life out here with Formula One cars. I don't know how clever that is, but they say foxes are clever. So I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he dropped off a little bit of DRS for the Ferrari boys. You know, I'm just drop some DRS off for you. Just pick it up on your next turn. Miss Dino says you wrong. Hey, Miss Dino, I'm just saying I'm wrong, but am I right? You know, I'm wrong, but am I right? Oh, man. We are already 5 minutes into this session, and we are just getting cars starting to go out. Either that's a load of confidence or there's a lot of conversation going on and a lot of changing going on and a lot of let's try to figure some more of this out going on. But either way it goes, there's less time on the clock, and there have been less cars out on track for Ferrari. So I definitely thought I would have saw a better time than what they laid down. It's looking very crazy right now, the way they're going out. It's looking kind of weird, for real. Definitely. And there's even been talk about Ferrari just completely going back on this car. And you know what? I got to say this. Either something has been extremely scrutinized and looked into, But I just wonder at some point in time, because it might cost you man hours, have they not considered taking one of the cars back to its original spec before the 90% change and running that car to see where would we have been? Where would we have been? If we didn't do everything we've done, where would we have been with last season's car this season? I just think at some point in time, it's okay to do drastic things like that, depending on where you are. Kamisha in the live chat said, Lewis look aged. Ferrari is drinking his life out. Damn, you are right. But he talked about that too, right, Kamisha? He talked about not, and I apologize if I'm hacking your name up. Please forgive me. If you want to, you can hit me up on IG or Twitter and leave me a voice memo to correctly how to pronounce your name. And I promise I will do my best not to hack it up if I am hacking it up right now. But in regard to that super chat, that is a very interesting super chat because he talked about trying to move in to have a bit more fun. And he's always wanted to drive for this team at some point in time in his career. And it just hasn't been fun. And a little bit of me was like, Lewis, I don't give a shit about fun right now. I give a shit about production. I give a shit about producing. I give a shit about you competing for championships. And while that will be fun, how much fun do you expect to have in a car that's troubled? Outside of all the noise off the track that comes onto the track, let's just compartmentalize it right now with you and the team. Even if everybody was talking glowing about you, everybody was staying optimistic, nobody was throwing all types of claims and shenanigans and clout chase comments, you still wouldn't be having fun in a team that is underperforming, underproducing, and missing the mark in which they sold you on to come to the team. You wouldn't be having a good time. So it seems like to me, the catalyst for a good time is for Ferrari to get their shit together. That's what the catalyst for you to have a good time is. Paul in the super chat says, lizards in Singapore, foxes at Netherlands, good thing, not in PA. Oh, it went up. Would be deer on track. Bro, that's a fact. And that's a bigger hazard. That is a fact, bro. Big shout out. Mary Beanie in the super chat says, Jay, what did the Fox say? And Ferrari will be in Q2 and Woody is pushing too hard. Oh, here we go. Crash strap in purple, blah, blah, blah. Go kitty little corner. You know what? I'm thinking Max Verstappen it is possible that Max P4. It's possible Max P4. But that was a very thing. I like that. What did the Fox say to the Ferrari? What did the Fox say to the Ferrari? Stop foxing up. Is that what he said? Is that what the Fox said to the Ferrari? Stop foxing up. I like it. Tell me, is that the answer, Mary Beanie? What did the Fox say to the Ferrari? Stop foxing up. I think that's the right answer. All right, here we go. Here we go. Norris and Pia at the top again. Lewis Hamilton going over to P4. Okay, Lewis. Okay. We can take some of that. We can deal with that. All right, 78% of you said yes. All right, so let's go ahead and do this because we got about 6 minutes. Who's out? I'm about to put some drivers out. Who's out in Q2? I'm about to give you some options. Let me take a look at these charts and see where I want to be. Ooh, Albon looks like he's typically been the stronger driver. I'm going to say I'm not going to count him out, but I am going to count him out. Somebody else has to be in there. And yeah, I'm definitely putting him in there. We might have a full 100% on this one. Who's out? Let me know which driver you think is most likely, and then we'll check all drivers later. Verstappen crying. Verstappen out here, he get mad. He get mad. Verstappen been real frustrated lately. He been real frustrated. I don't know if it's changing diapers late at night or having to deal with the baby, which I doubt he's dealing with the baby much because he's driving in Formula One. So, but he's been real frustrated. Probably losing. It's probably not being what everybody said he was, and he believed what he thought he was, and he's not that. Paul in the Super Chat said, I had actually happened on Ponaco Raceway with NASCAR. Oh, that's crazy. I bet there's footage out there. I bet there's a video. Ooh, He's complaining about his best friend that has the matching necklaces, Lando Norris. All right, Chad, you already know. Back in the pits, time for some changes around the right time. All cars back in. Verstappen third. Hamilton. Listen, Hamilton or Leclerc, depending if they can get a blazing lap out of that Ferrari, could sneak into the top three. Hadjar, I am so glad to see Hadjar in the top 10. He's been doing a phenomenal job as a rookie. Antonelli has had a lot of challenges, not only with himself, but with the car. I'm glad he's not giving up. Had a very emotional moment there for a while. He's still in there. Russell, Yuki, it is good to see Yuki up there. I want to see Yuki do better. And Albon being the stronger driver because he's the most seasoned driver in Williams in the top 10. We're going to see if Alonso can sneak out of there. I don't count Alonso to sneak out. I don't count him out to make it into Q3. I'm not counting Alonso out there. Has a load of experience at this circuit, a load of experience with older track. I don't count Alonso out. There's a very good possibility he can sneak into the top 10. So I'm not counting him out, but we just got to keep it real. That's why I don't have him in one of the four. I'm not counting Alonso out. I think out of anybody that we see there, Alonso is the more likely car to make it out of there. Now, Bortoleto has been known to do some surprising things, and Gasly at certain tracks has managed to do some surprising things. I don't think that exists here. Could, but I don't think so. Liam Lawson, I'm completely out on him, even though Hadjar is in 6, which means it's very possible. I'm just not sold on Lawson. Big shout out, Mary Beanie in the super chat says, I told you, Jay, I feel some loose magic today. Crash strapping, crying on team radio. Lawson, Alonso, Gasly, Bortoleto out. Hope allergies ease up, bestie. Yo, Sylvia Witt Kelly, you got some allergies going on, Sylvia Witt Kelly? Yo, Mary Beanie, you can mighty swift and very crafty with your super chats, by the way, Miss Lady. Your super chats are laying some nice little bars the way you got your flow going, Miss Mary Beanie. Sylvia with Kelly, need to get you some Claritin or some. I know allergies suck for me and the baby around this time of year and pollen season. So big shout out to you, Sylvia with Kelly. I've been having to do the boiling water with the towel and put a little Vicks Vapor Rub in the water and let her breathe that in to break that congestion out. Because if you don't, it turns into a sinus infection, and a sinus infection is hell. Okay, right now we're gonna close this out. 29% right here, 28%. We're going to copy and paste these results, and I'm going to put them into the chat when we finish up. Paul in the super chat says, just search Deer on Ponaco Raceway and will be a YouTube video. Roger that, brother. Roger that. All right, here we go, chat. Oh, don't forget about the groundhogs in Canada, bro. We forgot about the groundhogs. You got the deer, you got the lizards. Now we got the fox and we got the groundhogs. Don't leave the groundhogs out, man. The groundhogs, come on, man. The groundhogs are legendary, bro. They legendary in Formula One. I know they done hit a couple. We ain't hit shit. They done hit a couple, but the groundhogs are legendary. We're like big guinea pigs. All right, here we go right here, chat. We are about to be under a minute right now, okay? Lewis Hamilton could possibly make something happen here. Verstappen's holding on for dear life to third. Leclerc is right there. Mercedes is right there. Hadjar drops a bit because of the Mercedes brothers. Yuki is still in the top 10. Albon's there. 40 seconds before we find out who is going to be out of here, which really technically will be a full minute. If you get across that line, you can get another lap in. We'll see how that's going to turn out. Albon falls out of there. Gasly makes it into the top 10. Oh, shenanigans. Here goes Gasly. 21. Gasly pushed back out because Sainz makes it into 7th. Woo! Oh, Sainz. Hello, Mr. Carlos. Oh, and Rabbits. Hello, Mr. Carlos. Where are we going to be? Hadjar back up to 7, just underneath that position where he was. Yuki in 10. Sainz is in 8. There's still some more laps to be counted out. Let's see. Let's go big. Let's go big and see where this is going to go. Holy moly. So I got to paste the results. These were the results right here. So we had Sainz, Lawson, Bortoleto, and Gasly. And right now it looks like Yuki gets pushed out. So we got Bortoleto, Gasly. Oh, my goodness. Sainz. Alonso. Okay, Alonso's out of there. Alonso's out of there. He made it out. Lawson made it in front of Hadjar. What a surprise on that. Sainz made it out of there. So we got Sainz wrong, got Lawson wrong, Bortoleto correct, and Gasly correct. I am a bit flabbergasted to see Yuki fall out of there, Antonelli fall out of there, Albon fall out of there. I'm a bit surprised at those three. That I didn't expect Albon to fall or Yuki or Antonelli to fall like that, but they did. Damn. That's crazy work. Let's see who's falling in our live chat qualifying competition right now. Right now, we got Paul with a staggering 2,025 points. Mary Beanie comes out of nowhere like flash lightning with 1,450 points. Sylvia Witt Kelly is barely hanging on to third with 425 points as Carmisha is on her gearbox. Miss Dino at 275. Dave's Quattro at 6. Albon is absolutely hot, and we've heard that many times throughout this season. Dave Quattro, big shout out to you, bro. Chaos is at 7. Michael Dixon at 8. Darth is at 9th. AF1 Dunn is in 10th. Racer X210 at 75, performing like Ferrari right now, not to the best of his ability. Big shout out to him for the promotion. And out of there, we got bottom bringing up is Richard Conley bringing up the rear at 17th and Galactus at 15th. Well, chat, you better get it together. You better get it together, chat. I'm trying to tell you right now. You better get it together. You got to get these positions up. There, your positions go right there from the bottom to the top, chat, from the bottom to the top. This is where you're competing right now. The top three, Paul, Mary, and Sylvia Witt Kelly. Mary Beanie came out of nowhere blazing, though, on that shit. Damn. All right, as it sits right now, we got Miss Dino in the live chat saying, let's go, Sir Lewis Hamilton. Let's go, Sir Lewis Hamilton. Okay, Lewis is there. He's in 4th. Can Lewis get in the top 3? I know it's not a podium. Bortoleto is hot too. It's not a podium. But can he get into the top 3 for qualifying? Could he do that? And if he can get into the top 3, could it be possible that Mary Beanie might be absolutely correct that there is going to be a little bit of Lewis magic? That could be wild right there. And don't forget, chat, we are going to have another giveaway. It could be this, could be anything. It could be a car, it could be a Wolfpack coin, it could be a box, it could be anything. We got another giveaway. The more the super chats, like Miss Dino just put her name in there again. Mary Beanie's put her name in there several times. Paul put his name in there several times. So I'm going to take all the names, all the super chats from the last giveaway are now being accumulated for the next giveaway. And then I'm going to let you know when that next race is coming up where it's going to be a cutoff. And then I'm going to take those names, put them on the wheel, spin the wheel, and we're going to have another giveaway. Incredible Facts Quest got the last giveaway. I don't know if he posted the cards that he got into the chat, but you might be surprised what this next giveaway might be. When I announce it, you better start getting in because it might be something pretty damn fire. Just letting you know, might be something pretty fire. All right, Kamisha's in there. Says Ferrari is giving me high blood pressure because I can already feel the sabotage from my couch. Damn. That's some strong feelings of sabotage. Let's see where that puts Gramisha, though. Let's see where that puts you in the rankings right now for our qualifying session as we creep into. Oh, Gramisha right there. Puts her up at 3rd right there. Above Sylvia Witt Kelly with 725 points. With that, creeps into the top 3, looking for pole position. Paul is nobody to be trifled with. Mary Beanie is not going to be overtaken easily. Sylvia Witt Kelly, you never know when she comes back. She might get her school playground fight vibes and scratch you in your eye and kick you in your ass, and right down the stairs you go. Down the slide you go. She's going to be standing at the top. You never know how that turns out. All right, let's go ahead and go big on the big chart right here as we see all those drivers that are out. Antonelli, Yuki, Bortoleto, Gasly, and Albon. Albon really did surprise me there. I really thought he'd make it in there. I that whole outage right there, 50% of that was wrong on my behalf. And yeah, that kind of sucked. But right there, you see the clock is being reset for 12 minutes. The top 10 are now going to decide the pecking order for going forward. Somebody is about to grab pole position. Lando Norris looks like he's kind of in the lead for some of that action. Piastri, you can't count him out. Max Verstappen, you can't count him out. Home Grand Prix, he can lay down a hot lap. One of these Ferraris, I don't know which, could surprise us, though, by the end. All right, so we're going to do who you got for pole coming up soon. We'll wait a little bit and see how that goes, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, and you know what? I believe it's possible, but he's I hate to even use the word responsible with in the same sentence as Max Verstappen, but he is he makes less mistakes. But if Max pushes obscenely aggressively hard here, we could see him making a mistake and come off track. Sylvia Witt Kelly says, "Don't make me meet you at the playground." I don't want to meet Sylvia Witt. You don't want to meet Sylvia Witt Kelly at the playground. We don't want to do it. All right, chat, here we go. Poll in the chat coming. I want to know what you think. All right, here we go. Poll in the chat. Let me see what you think. What team you got doing better in 2026? Caddy or Audi? Who you got doing better? Ooh, usually Lando Norris breaks under pressure. He's under pressure right here to try to get this. He is under pressure right here. Piastri's going to get out first. This right here is what we watch this for. Q3 is where things really start getting nice and dicey. Things start getting pricey too, because you might make some errors that might cost you on the cost cap, which I'm still waiting to see what the results for the cost cap are going to be. I think we should start seeing that report in about 2 months. Should be October timeframe, I believe, maybe. But I do want to see the cost cap results. That drone they're using definitely is not a drone that you don't hear the blade noise from. And somebody was saying that drones aren't fast enough to keep up with Formula cars. That's not true. That's not true. I understand that maybe their peak speed of 200 and something miles an hour, but there are drones that go 150, 110 mile an hour. So that's well fast enough to keep up with a car on track going around certain turns and coming out of turns or certain turns. I think it's more about the hazard the drones could offer on track if they happen to come out of the air and land on track. I don't think they want to deal with that. So maybe in the pit lane is a bit better, maybe off to the side. So maybe a parameter that you can't cross this imaginary line if we're going to do it. Because they tried it and then they kind of left it off as if it didn't really pan out too well. So, but I applaud Formula One for trying to give us some different angles to watch the race from. I do applaud that. All right, we already got a shift right there in Papaya. Lando Norris at top. Pia shifts to second. Hamilton third. Leclerc is fourth. We're going to see if Max Verstappen does his thing and automatically pops into the top three, which he's very capable of. Is this going to be another race that we watch Max Verstappen lose? Because I did tell you that would be happening, and it has been happening. Not to say I'm happy about that. All right, so here we go. We're about to do it. 50. Ooh, y'all are split between Cadillac and Audi. 42-48. That's a pretty close. That's a close split right there. 50-50. I want to. Damn. I know I'm definitely gonna be pulling for Cadillac. I'm definitely pulling for Cadillac. We finally got an American team in Formula One. I'm definitely pulling for that. Alonso pulling up the top 4. Piastri taking that top spot over provisional pole position. And while we are here, we'll end that at 50-50. I like that being a fair split. We could do that. Get in that there. All right, let's see where Hamilton is going to be. Let's see see where these drivers are going to be, where they're going to land up. Hamilton, Leclerc. I would like to see Hamilton be in the top 3 by the end of this. But it's possible Hamilton could push too hard and end up finding himself off track too. Hopefully he got all that out of his system in free practice. That's what I would hope. That's what I would hope would happen. He got all of that out in free practice. We got 8 minutes. We got plenty of time up there on the clock. Russell sneaks into the top 3 right there. Let's go, Russell. I see you, bro. I see you, Russell. Oh, I told you can't count Alonso out. Alonso creeps him into the top 4. We're in 1.9s, 1.8s. They're going to have to get 1.8s. Hamilton or Leclerc's going to have to lay down a nice 1.8 to get into that top 3. They're going to have to split that. Hadjar. Whoa. Let's go, Hadjar. Let's go, Hadjar. I like it. Here we go. Coming around the corner when they come. Leclerc in 4th. Not quite there. Russell had creeped in there. Hamilton at the 4. Not quite there. Still, little bit of twitchy right there coming out of that turn. Right there. Come on, what do we got? What do we got? Where's Max Verstappen's time? Oh, yeah, Max is definitely going to put a time up. He's definitely going to put a time up. It's closing out. Yeah, he's looking pretty strong right there. He might end up pushing Russell out, or it be right behind Russell. One of the two. Let's see where he's going. Bow. I told you he ends up pushing Russell out, pushing Russell down to 4th with a 1.9. I'm telling you, they're going to need that 1.8. Ferrari's going to need that 1.8. They're going to have to try to see if they can find that 1.8. 4th is good if they can get it, but if they're going to creep into the top 3, you're going to need a 1.8. These McLaren cars are not playing any games. And right now, Max is about 0.3 off that pace. He's 0.3 off that pace. And that's right now in this form. I think in race form, that's going to show overlap. And it's very possible that somebody else could get him on strategy and he won't be able to recover. But Ferrari's going to need that 1.8. They're going to need to be in the 1.8s if they're going to sneak into the top 3. And if they're going to look to be on a podium here, which other circumstances could play in that instead of just the time, which Ferrari have been pretty damn good this season with pit stops. I think they have the most pit stop awards out of everybody. Let's see what we got in R. So who we got for pole is coming up. About to put your options up. All right, here we go. Who you got for pole? Buck Dollar Puro. My brother, it could be anybody's pole. This could be, brother. It really could be. Let's see who we got for our pole position right now in the live chat competition. As Buck Dollar Puro just came in. Right here, we got Paul still at the top. Mary Beanie is creeping 1,500. Kamisha right there sitting comfortably in 3rd right now with Sylvia Witt Kelly several hundred points behind her. Miss Dino right here in 5th. Buck Dollar Puro sneaks into the top 10 with that chat right there at 175. Dave's Quattro, Lori Chaos, Michael Dixon, Darth, F1, Racer X210, 99, Guru, all tied right there with 75 points right there, just staying stagnant. And then right here to bring up the rear, 21, we got Richard Conley at the very last spot. Richard, don't want to be last. Trust me, you don't want to be last. Don't be last, Richard. Sneak into the top 15, Richard. You're only 25 points off. You're only 25 points off right there, Richard. Do a super chat and get it to the top 15. Maybe even sneak into the top 10. There's a 75-point break. If you could break 80 points, You'll sneak into the top 10. You'll be 7th. There's a lot of people that you could pass with just that one. I'm trying to tell you. If you're not first, you're last. Ricky Bobby. Woo! But you don't want to be last. I don't want to be last. I don't like to be last. Something about seeing me last, I just don't like dealing with. I don't do well with being last. I got to do something. I got to go above and beyond. It's just I don't want to be last. I don't want to be the benchmarker. I don't want to be the caboose. I know the caboose is red and used to wait for it to be the last thing on the train, but that's how much they had to do in order for you to give the caboose any type of regard of, it had to paint it red, make it look a little bit old, make it look funny, and then you're happy to see the caboose. Other than that, just another car in the train, and then you're last. Paul in the super chat says, let's go smash the like, y'all. Big shout out to Paul, always. Sylvia Wade Kelly, Galactus, Mary Beanie, always. Ray said, they always trying to look out for the channel, man. Good, big look, bro. Always here to support. And it's crazy, right? Because we only got 22 likes, and we've had 253 people come through here. 72 people, 70-some people are just watching right now, and we only got 22 likes. Y'all can hit the like button. It's free. Just take your mouse and just click it like that. Just click it. Just click it. It don't cost you nothing. Don't cost you nothing to say, hey, what's up? It's like saying what's up. It's like saying what's up. All right, listen, I want Piastri to get pole position. I do. I would love for Hamilton. I don't want to say love because I don't like saying I love anything that can't love me back. I love y'all. I love my Wolfpack fam. Y'all love me back. I would like for Hamilton to get pole position, but it's just not realistic right now. But a podium is something that's realistic. I like how they look at the overhead view of that turn. That constant radius turn is very beautiful right there with the awning on it. All right, here we go, chat. Who you got for pole position? 58% say Pia, 27% say Norris, 4% Max Verstappen, and 12% Lewis Hamilton. Kamisha in the super chat says Russell will struggle for the rest of his life for that championship because he's too bold to think he's a better driver than Lewis. Ooh, shots fired. Damn, Kamisha, talk about look at the man in the mirror on Russell's ass. Look in the mirror, Russell. This is who you really are. This is who you are. Isha right there with the chat laying down some fire right there. Damn. Don't hurt his feelings. Damn. All right, we got right here. Kamisha with that is, Kamisha tips in to the 1,000-point margin with that. Now in the top 3, strongly could overtake Mary Beanie. Paul runs away at 2,525 points. He is trying to grab pole position. Sylvia Wick falls out of the top 3. Miss Dino's right there. Right here, we still got Richard Conley last with 25 points. So the 25-point gang, Galactus, Lawrence, Only True, and Richard. The 75-point gang is crazy deep. And we got a few right there that are just kind of figuring out what they want to do with their lives. But right now, the top 3 are not playing any games with anybody today. They're telling you if you want to compete, you got to bring your A game or you could just kick the bucket and get the hell out of here. All right, here we go. Big chart. Let's see it big. Piastri, provisional pole position right now. Max Verstappen's in 3rd. Can Russell or Hamilton overtake Max Verstappen and grab that 3rd spot from him? Will Lando find some type of pace and be able to overtake his teammate who right now currently is leading in the Drivers' Championship? That is what unclear, and that is what we want to know. But I'm going to tell you right now, my vote is on Pia. I want Pia to lake this out, and I want Pia to get the race win to further put a gap between he and Lando for the Drivers' Championship. Because overall, I want Piastri to get the Drivers' Championship. That's what I'm looking into. That's what I'm checking out. So big shout out to Mary Beanie, says Lewis bringing some magic with that hat. I want Pia to beat Norris. I'm with you, Mary Beanie. I'm with you. AD in the super chat says, FYI, for those F1 TV, they are offering up to $17 settlement for data breach. AD bringing some awesome information here. Big shout out for that shit, man. Let me go get my 17 damn dollars. All right, here we go, chat. This is it. This is where things get big time. Come on, baby. Come on. Verstappen's in 3rd. Can we get Russell? Leclerc, Hamilton goes down to 7th. Here we go with the fucking shenanigans. Here we go with the shenanigans, man. Hamilton up to 6th. Leclerc still in 5th. Russell's in 4th. Verstappen's in 3rd. Come on, man. Jeez. Paul in the super chat says should do it like real F1 where 5 get dropped after each session for a... Ooh, that would be fire. That would be fire. Okay, we could do, hey, Paul, okay. I like that suggestion, brother. Come on, man. Come on, stay out there. Come on, stay in there. Damn, man. Damn. Well, hey, I'm still my dog. Oscar, that's my dog. That's my dog. Oh, Hadjar! Hadjar! Let me find out. Let me find out. Hadjar creeping in the 4th position, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Hadjar. Man. Hell yes. Oh my. Could y'all imagine if Hadjar beats Verstappen in a race like Lawson has? Could you imagine that? Man, Hadjar, that's crazy. Oh, man. That is wow, Hadjar, bro. I like it. I like it, Hadjar. Let's go. That's Sylvia Kelly's rookie. I like him, but I got Oscar Piastri last season. Sylvia Wade Kelly got Hadjar this season. Yo, Hadjar put it up. I'm telling you, I like this guy. I like this dude. I like his personality. I like his character. I like when he does his interviews. And I like how he is performing as a rookie right now in the Red Bull ecosystem, which is not favored for you. But in Racing Bulls, he's doing great. He's doing awesome. I don't want to say great. He's doing awesome. I want to see him stay there and keep building on that. Don't take the Red Bull seat unless you completely know. If Helmut Marko leaves Red Bull, I will say then it is cool for you to take the Red Bull seat possibly. Max Verstappen and Helmut Marko, that whole old regime needs to leave. And then maybe all of the environment changes to Red Bull. But Hadjar, bro, congrats on that. Congrats on that. Salute, Pia, my dog, in pole position. Let's go. Yes, indeed. Now, let's see who grabbed pole position for our live chat competition. Who got pole position? It is none other than Paul, S450 rider, Mary Beanie, and Paul on the front row, with Kamisha taking the 3rd right there. Miss Sylvia Wick Kelly almost making a comeback right there. And who brought up the rear of the caboose? It's Richard in 23. There's only 20 drivers on there, so technically you're all the way out, but I think next time we're going to do that, Paul. We'll drop out, see if we could drop out, but it's kind of hard to do it, but we might do something like that. But big shout out to everybody having a fun competition in the live chat for our qualifying session, Wolfpack Live. And big shout out to everybody still. We had an awesome time for the Wolfpack Grudge race. That was an awesome time and totally enjoyed it. But I think star of qualifying right now is Hadjar, and I'm wondering if Hadjar can find himself in for driver of the day if he – depending on the race he has tomorrow, because that's pretty nice. Imagine, I know it's a lot, and I know it's far-fetched, and I know this is not even a pipe dream. This is crazy. Galactus in the super chat right there says McLaren is cooking fire. Ferrari and Merc are slowing down. Red Bull is trying hard. Aston Martin was surprising. William, tough break. Poor Yuki. Another classic right there, super chat. Just love how y'all just are artiste when it comes to the super chats. Imagine if Hadjar can grab a podium. Imagine if Hadjar grabs a podium. Yo, I'm gonna be lit. I'm gonna be lit if Hadjar grabs a podium. Mechanic Mercedes says, bro, wear your Wolfpack shirt to work and has so much. Oh, bro, for real. Congratulate. Thanks, bro. Folks thought it was a company made. Appreciate you, big bro. Bro, that's crazy. Big shout out to my bro. You know, that's my sibling right there. Yo, much appreciated, bro. Thank you very much, man. That's crazy work, man. I appreciate you I appreciate y'all wearing the merch. I appreciate y'all ordering the hats, ordering the shirts offline. I appreciate all the orders that y'all give to get the Wolfpack merch and sport it like that. That really means a lot. It really does mean a lot. I don't know what's going on. I was wondering the same thing. I don't know what's going on with this, but if you pay attention to the board, you'll see that Charles Leclerc, Liam Lawson, and Hamilton are blacked out as if they didn't make it into a qualifying session. I'm really kind of wondering what's going on with that. And if there is something going on with that, we'll come back here live and cover it. Mary Beanie says, well, I'm saying it now. Norse bottle it max. Norse bottles it. For sure. For sure. You know Norse is going to bottle the start, Mary Beanie. That's what he does. He's not good at starting the race. Max is going to get second position right off the first lap, I think. Norris is not good at defending. He's not good at starting. And Max Verstappen owns him at some point in time. And he's going to get second. And he's going to be in between the McLarens. And Norris is going to have to find his balls to go back up and tell Max he wants his lunch money back. That's likely what's going to happen. So, hey, Michael Dixon, you can go to wolfpackperformance.net. Matter of fact, I'll drop it in the live chat. I'll drop it in the live chat. I'll drop it in the live chat right now. Here you go. If y'all want to know where you can get the merch and where you can support the channel and do all that, here it is right here. Wolfpackperformance.net. You can go there to order the hats, the shirts, and all that other stuff. So, all right, chat, we're going to see what happens. We're going to be back here live again. We might be back live today if some funny stuff happens, all right? And I got to go do some car content on the car channel to get some things up. Mechanic Mercedes says Pia pulled a rabbit out of the hat on that. Like, he did, bro. But I need him to keep that consistency through the race, though. We need him to stay strong through the race, and we don't need to see any shenanigans with the McLaren pit stop situation. And I'm going to tell y'all, a lot of time y'all need to understand proceeds that come from the channel go to update the channel. I used funds from Wolfpack to purchase this new Rode mic, hoping to improve the audio and the clarity of everything that we're doing here. This is like a $350+ setup right here to just try to improve that. There are other improves we're going to make on the wall back here to try to get some more merch and some other things back here on the wall. The things I used to buy the gifts for the giveaways, going out to buy the cars or buying the trading cards or buying the replicas. There's things that I do like that with the super chat money and stuff like that to have a good time at the channel, and then also to update the channel. Got a new light here that we'll use later on once I kind of get myself. Got a new PC to help the streaming capabilities. This PC that I got right here, it was about damn near, I think it was like $3,500 plus the little updates, come close to $4,000 for the PC so I could stream better, so that it won't be glitching. We can edit easier. So yeah, it's a lot. People don't understand the money that has to go into trying to do content consistently. Got 2 new GoPros. Those were $500, $600 damn dollars when I finished setting those up for when we start doing, content out at the track or going to interview people out in the city. Had to get the new Rode mic set up. That was $400 damn dollars for the new Rode mic setup. So let alone this past 2 weeks, I've spent $3,000 just trying to update things for creating content. So some people just don't understand, if you're trying to be serious about it, the money that actually goes into it for sure. Mechanic Mercedes says, y'all get the merch. Trust me, if you single, I guarantee you'll find a partner with the merch. Had made mad looks from so many women. Big shout out to my bro out there with the swag. Swag on him, bro. Big shout out. Hey, my bro out there swagging on him. Hey, big shout out. Hey, we're about to get out of here. We're about to get in. And also check out the interview from my bro Tay building that Ferrari on the other channel. Very good interview. That Ferrari 488 race spec was finished. I will post some pictures of that. I'm going to go back out, talk to him. It did get picked up from the owner, flew in on a helicopter, picked the Ferrari up. That was really cool. So go check out that interview. I'm going to be doing more interviews with shops around the nation, trying to travel when I can, because it's a little harder for me to travel like that right now. But yeah, we got a lot of things coming, chat. We got a lot of things coming. So big shout out to y'all. Peace and love to y'all. And that's another one in the books, chat. We'll see you all soon. We're out of here.